Hey guys, Jason Lanier here. This is Ask Me Anything episode 2, live from Maui, Hawaii. Thank you for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. This is my second time doing this, where you guys just ask me anything that you want. The cool thing is, since we did the Ask Me Anything episode 1, I asked you guys to write your questions below in the comments, and you have, which is great. So now I'm able to read from those comments from YouTubers and answer those questions, as well as the folks that we have on Facebook and other places that are asking me questions. So let's get started. By the way, I'm filming this today on the A7Rii in 4K video, and we'll see how long the thing lasts before it overheats, or if it does overheat. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll take a look and share it with you guys. So let's get started. Ray Eccleston on YouTube. These are all YouTube first. They say, "Can you come to Chicago?" Yes, I'll come to Chicago as soon as I can. I was just there back in October for a commercial shoot, but if we can add Chicago to one of our workshop stops this year, we definitely will. If you guys go to jasonlanier.com/workshops, you'll see our whole list of workshops that we have coming up, and we are adding a few more, but we have a lot of them out there already. David Clark wants to know if I'm going to be at WPPI in March. Absolutely, we do workshops and shootouts, shoot walkarounds, everything at WPPI every year. It's the biggest event that we have because it lasts a whole week. So again, go to the workshops page and the website, and you guys will find all the information there. Have I tried Aurora? This is Nagel 5178. Have you tried Aurora HDR Pro yet? It's amazing. No, I haven't. I have no idea what it is. I'm assuming it's software, but no, I haven't. I primarily edit everything in Lightroom, and if I have to clone something and do something of that nature, then I'll use Photoshop. T-Rai says, "I can't believe you haven't been to the nation's capital. Please come to DC and do a workshop." I've been there many times. I did a workshop there a couple years ago, but we'll look at adding that to the stop as well. Bloody Mystic says, "First video I saw of you was in the abandoned Six Flags. Wow, that was awesome." Thank you, man. That was a great video for me and a great time, and I can never get enough of that place. I wish they would do something with it. I really, really do. I wish they would allow photographers at a decent rate to come in there and shoot it, because they would make money and it would actually be an attraction rather than a distraction. It's a tragedy what they've done with that. The city of New Orleans, I don't understand what they're doing. Jess Demont Agabo, "I love Capture One, and Jason, you'll surely love it, believe me." Yeah, I know. I need to work on Capture One for Sony. Not doing it for Sony, but for Sony cameras, just in general. I do know it works great for tethering compared to Lightroom, but I've been stuck on Lightroom for so long that it's hard for me to switch. But I'll definitely take a look at it. Chris H says, "I hope I get to see you on Raw Talk with Fro." I don't know if that'll happen. I'm game. I'm game for anything, guys. You should know that. I'm game for anything. So if the Fro wants to have me on Raw Talk, I'd be happy to go on. I'm sure we'd actually like each other, to be honest with you. But I think once most photographers get to know each other a little, you know, if you kind of put your egos down, I think people have a great time. So I don't think we'd have a problem. I think we'd have a good time, and we both shoot raw, so that's good. Nagel 5178 asks again, "Can you do a video of us walking us through how you store your images on the go and at home?" Yeah, I can do that. I can work on something with you guys to provide some answers for you guys for cloud storage and stuff of that nature. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, guys. Levin Baum asks, "Do the Sony native lenses compensate for crop factor, or do you still have to consider that?" No, the Sony cameras are really cool because they'll auto crop. You'll cut down your resolution, so you need to be aware of that by about 55%. But the Sony cameras will auto crop. So if you put a crop sensor lens onto a full frame camera, it'll auto crop in, so you don't have to worry about any of the vignetting. So for that reason, it's awesome. Frank G says, "Yo Jason, there are more cities in California than LA. We'd love to see you up in Northern California. I already have a workshop scheduled in San Francisco, brother. Check it out. The website link I already posted." Rajat Khanna asks, "Hey Jason, love your work. Interfit recently launched a monolight called the S1. It looks very impressive as per the specs." Checking my gear. Okay, it's good. It looks very impressive as per the specs, but would love to hear and see an honest opinion and review of it by you. Yeah, I'm trying to get the Interfit folks to let me play with one, and as soon as they do, I can give you guys my feedback. It looks like an awesome light. My main question is, will it do high-speed sync with Sony like the Rogue light does? So I'm hoping it does, and as soon as Interfit gets around to let me handle one, then we'll go play. There's a lot of people saying really nice things about me, and I'm trying not to just read those. I'm trying to get to the questions, and I appreciate it. I do appreciate the nice things, guys. Jared Singleton, hey, I'd like to see you team up with Jared Polin and possibly Gavin Hoey. They are two of my favorite photographers. You should be on Raw Talk. Okay, well, tell the Fro. I can't make myself go on Raw Talk, guys. If you want me on Raw Talk, I'm game, but it's his show. He's got to ask me on there. Gavin Hoey, sure, same thing. I'm game for anything, guys. Keunkuso, why do you hate Nikon so much? Uh-oh, just kidding. Okay, I thought he was really asking me a question. Now he's just having fun, so I'm not going to finish that. I don't hate Nikon at all. I don't hate Canon. I don't hate anything. These things that people think that you hate other cameras. It's a camera. It's a piece of equipment. Who cares, guys? It's just something that helps you do your job. Hi Jason, this is from ASO. I posted a comment about problems I have with the AF system and it disappeared. What's going on? Thanks. I didn't delete it. There's no reason for me to delete a comment about autofocus. So you'd have to post your specific question again about autofocus and I can answer it for you. Love C, I'm using a Sony A6000. Would like to know what's the best lens for shooting bikini models. Well, that's going to be any type of a portrait lens. They're going to be showing a lot of skin, so you're going to want to soften it up a little bit. So make sure you have a wide aperture lens. If you're using the A6000, I get like the 55 Zeiss or the Batis, but on an A6000, the Batis will be like 127 millimeters. So that's not. I mean, for certain purposes, it's fantastic. But if you want whole body shots and stuff, you'd be standing pretty far away. So I'd probably go for the 55 or the 35 Zeiss, but those are about 2 to 3 times. They're more expensive than the camera body, so it depends on what you want to use, but that's what I would use. Jason says, you're born for photography. Thank you, brother. Roger Segadal, I need a good flash for my A7R II coming from Canon. I heard that the top Sony flash suffers from overheating, still a problem. Do I have a favorite flash for the Sony system? I do. It's the HVL F60M. Now you need to do the firmware upgrade on that flash. Before the flash really did overheat and would sing that. It would stop, and like the Nikon SB900, it would sing a stupid song and make you want to throw the flash on, in a trash can. So, my HVL F60M, I love it because of the quick bounce, but that. It'll slow down like all flashes do, but it won't stop it anymore. So they fixed that issue, and now they'll just let you destroy the flash. Well, that's maybe not true. They'll just let you shoot with it, and then when it starts to get hot, it still allows you to shoot, but it has to. The recycle time is longer. So it's kind of like the SB910. So SB910 was my favorite flash, and if you don't want to, I still think if you don't care about the quick bounce or high-speed sync on Sony, then get the SB910. That lens is amazing. That flash is amazing to me. Sven H, do you have a recommendation for lenses on the Sony A5000 in speedlight? Dude, that totally depends on what you shoot. It really does. So landscapes, you're gonna get a wide, 16 to 35. Portraits, you're gonna get a 55 or an 85, and sports, you're gonna get 70 to 400. So it really depends on what your purpose is. So next time you guys ask questions about lenses, tell me what you want to use it for, like the bikini model guy. Emily Campbell, how do you feel about a small amount of debt to acquire equipment when starting a photography business? I'm not a huge proponent of racking up a huge amount of debt. If you have to take on a little bit, just make sure you have jobs coming up that will pay for that. A lot of photographers fail because they buy gear and then they can't support it. And so me personally, I never did that. I booked jobs and I would purposely take any and every job I could so I could buy my gear. I really utilized, when I was starting out, I used a lot of that money and threw it all right back into my gear, which is throwing it back into your business. So that's what I did. So For some people it may be a good idea, but for me, I wanted to own my gear outright. Imad Najadi, what is your sunglass model? These are Oakley's and I wear Ray-Bans, but this is what I've been wearing a lot for one simple reason: they fit on the fedora and they don't move. So for that reason, I love them. So these are Oakley's, for those who wonder. Hi Jason, do you keep sandwiches under your hat? Yes, I do. They're turkey and cheese, and they're delicious. They feed the magical demon that lives inside of my head. Graham Knox, that was from Richard Ivan. Graham Knox, do you have any insight if Sony will produce any more lens for the Aps-C cameras? I have no idea. Sony doesn't tell me that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm sure that they're going to come out with more, but you guys, I think this is my guess. I don't know. I don't have any insider information. My guess, and looking at what Sony's doing just as a photographer as you guys are, my guess is that they're pouring so much time and money and effort into some really killer glass for their full frame line. You take that full frame glass and put it on your Aps-C camera. And that's the better way to do it anyways. Even when I shot Nikon, I advised people, buy full frame glass, stop buying the crop sensor glass, because if you indeed end up going into a full frame camera, now all that DX glass is a waste. So that's what I'd recommend, guys. Jason Anthony, do you ever come to South Florida? I think I'm coming to Miami this year, so yeah, check out my website. Waipa Hotube. What adapter would you use for the A-mount Sony 70-400 for the Sony A7R II? LAEA3 adapter by Sony. Do not use the LAEA4. It sucks compared to the 3 on the A7R II. So use the LAEA3 adapter. Plus it's cheaper. Andre Corner, just a quick question. I'm finally changing the system, getting the A6000. I want to do landscapes. He's asking if you should get the 10-18 or the 16-70 lens. The 16-70 is more of an all-around lens, and the 10-18 is more of a landscape. I think when you're really getting into it, the key to photography is having specialty lenses. We don't want to hear that. We want to have one lens fits all. But if you want to get into producing some really awesome results, guys, you're going to have specialty lenses. You're going to have a landscape lens. You're going to have a portrait lens, a sports lens, like I was talking about earlier. So that's going to depend on what you want, brother. Trevor G, where's a place you've always wanted to photograph at? I want to go to Chernobyl. That's next. After I did Six Flags New Orleans, that was first on my list. Now I want to do Chernobyl. So if somebody can make Chernobyl happen, let me know. CyberSlug1, just found your channel yesterday. I should do a shoot with a 55 Samyang broken on 135 f2. Yeah, it's not autofocus, so I'll use manual focus lenses, you know, just like anybody else will. But if I'm going to buy a lens, I'm going to buy one that autofocuses for the most part. There may be a few exceptions to that, but for the most part, I'm an autofocus guy. Question, you travel with 20 batteries. The Sony branded batteries are 50 bucks. Do you use third-party batteries, and if so, what brand? I travel with 20 batteries, guys, but here's the truth. I maybe use 3 or 4 a day at the most. I travel with 20 because I own 7 or 8 different Sonys that I bought. And I own those. And so they all came with batteries. So that's the reason I have so many batteries. I don't travel with 20 because it's going to burn through all 20. I travel with 20 because why not take them? They're so small. And then it enables me to not have to charge my batteries for multiple days if I'm in a place that I can't charge my batteries, which is really cool. Would I recommend third-party batteries? Yeah, sure. I think Adorama sells one. It's called Green Extreme. That's pretty cool. That's what I would use. What else? What's another one? Watson sells some. I think those are B&H. I'm not sure. But yeah, they don't last as long as the Sonys. You may get 85%, but I would use them, no problem. The Zippo mic, please do a photo comparison on the A7S II versus the A7R II. I will be happy to do that. I can guarantee you the A7R II is going to be better than the A7S II when it comes to stills. There's just no two ways around it, unless it's extreme low light. Any workshop, AMG, any workshop or chance for a workshop in the Middle East? I just have to make sure it's a place I can go and that somebody can help organize it. Sean Quigley, can you give me the Rotolite Neo settings you used on the 1939 standard coupe shoot? I have no idea. I just change them as I go. I have no idea what the settings are. There's no metadata for video lights, so Sorry, brother. I wish I could. Tigera Deco. What would you be your Nikon set of crop camera and lenses for landscape and fashion photography? I don't know. Maybe a D7100. But I never shot crop sensor on Nikon. I'm not a believer in crop sensor. The A6000 is an awesome camera, but the reason I own 5 A7 series cameras is because I'm a believer in full frame cameras. I like the abilities they give you in the latitude. So maybe a Nikon D7100. But all right, guys, now I'm going to move into some of the Facebook questions, as you guys are asking them right now as we're going. All right, here we go. Man, there's a ton, guys. All right, Ben Hopkins asks, will you do a Pro Talk cheap camera challenge on Digital Rev? Sure, why not? I mean, people already say Sonys are toys anyway, so why not? But in all seriousness, sure. Again, what's his name? Kai? Kai's got to invite me on there. I can't invite myself on there. John Neal, off-camera flash for family portraits. 1 speed light or 2? For family portraits, you really should have a key light. Well, I'd probably set up 3 lights, to be honest with you. 1 on each side, away from you, and then a backlight. That's what I would do for family portraits if I were you. And then mess with the settings. You know, typically you have a key light, then you have a fill, and then you have a kicker in the back. But it really depends on how big the family is. So maybe I can do a video on something like that for you guys. Charlie, that was from John Neal. Charlie Windsor, do you lose any autofocus functionality using the Canon lens on the A7 II? I'm sure you lose a little bit. It's not as good as a native lens. I mean, I don't want people to believe that, but it's really good. Even better on the A7R II. But I am going to roll some videos using that on the A7 II and share it with you guys using the Metabones with Canon. Charlie Windsor, why do you use LED versus strobe? Oh, I use both. I use both a lot, so it just depends on the purpose. Strobe is more for when you're trying to overpower the sun. For me, it is, or cause a really dramatic effect. LED would be for more softer lighting. I can already hear people out there. Yes, you can use modifiers and you can soften your lights, which is true on your strobes, but that's just a very rudimentary explanation. And I'm trying to get through all the questions as quick as I can. Mark Russell, what size SD card do you normally use? Ever lose a full one prior to download? Mine vary. Typically they're from 32 to 128 is the sizes that I use. Have I ever lost one? I've had ones go bad on me, but if you go to data recovery or whatever it is, I gotta find the name of this and do a video on how to recover a card. You just go to datarecovery.com, whatever it is, it's something like that. And it's like $16 and you put it in and it'll be something that it won't even show the pictures on your computer, but if you use that software, it actually drags it in and they'll save the pictures and recover them as TIFFs, which is awesome because there's tons of data there. So I've done that. I've had that happen to me many times, and that's what I've used to fix it. Corey Richardson, for outside shooting, with flash do you ever use filters? When you want to achieve shallow depth of field, or is high-speed sync a better option? No, I really don't use the filters because then it's hard to see through the camera, especially when I'm doing a shoot. I'll use neutral density filters when I'm doing a landscape or something, but if I'm doing like a shoot, I would definitely go for high-speed sync. Kyle McDaniel, what would the first set of lights you would get for Sony cameras? The first set of lights I'd get for any cameras would be the Rotolite Neos, but if you're looking for strobes, I'd probably get the Interfit Strobies that's what I would get. And both of those are sponsors, by the way, in all transparency. Agniva, Tom Irwin, how's the surf? Well, I made this video for you, Tom. Look at the surf, brother. Agniva Saha, do you like the Pixel King? Yeah, I really do. Yeah, he's planning on buying it for a Flashpoint RL600B. Yeah, I really love it. I think they work great. So yeah, there's no complaints. Edward Davis, when will you capture the Yeti on film? I'm trying, brother. I am seriously trying. That would be awesome. Junior Ayub, will you be buying more Canon glass in the future after your 50mm experience? Will you be using any vintage glass for future episodes like the M42 mounts, as there are some amazing pieces of glass? Helio, size, contacts. I'm testing out the Canon for one specific purpose. I'm trying to show people what's out there, and I'm trying to show them that if you need a faster aperture lens for some purposes like the 51.2, it's available. So will I be buying Canon glass only if it's significantly better than the Sony, and either the Sony Zeiss or the Zeiss by itself? Those are tremendous pieces of glass. So I wouldn't buy a Canon over those. There's no way I do that. But if there's a specific need, like the 85 1.2, you know, Sony doesn't have a 1.2 lens, and so why would I buy Canon over like the Leica or anything like that? It's simple, autofocus. I told you I like autofocus lenses. I will manually focus my lens, absolutely, but I like to have the option of autofocus. Danny Pagan. Will you ever do a collaboration with other famous YouTube photographers? Jared Polin, Carl Taylor, heck, even Gary Fong. Yeah, we just got to hook up. So I think collaboration is good. So Gary Fong and I have kind of talked about it. Yeah, that could be fun. We'd be like the odd couple, I think. But he's very technical and very polite and very everything, and I'm the opposite. So, and that's not a slam on Gary. If anything, I'm making fun of myself. So, but yeah, I think it'd be fun. David Gurley, while doing high-speed sync at shutter speeds greater than 2,000, I get dark lines, vertical or horizontal, depending on the orientation of the camera. That's while using a speed light on camera. Yeah, you gotta have a flash that cycles fast enough. So I noticed that when I did that with my Interfit Strobies, the 360s. So when I started shooting high-speed sync with the RL600B, it didn't matter. That problem was wiped out. So yeah, if you guys have it, if you guys need that, then I would get the Flashpoint RL600B. Mark Hartman, I have a D800E currently, and I'm thinking of switching to A7 II. Do you think this is an upgrade, or am I better saving for the A7R2? Go to the A7R2. TC Covert, what is the best off-camera flash for Sony A6000? I think it'd be the Interfit Strobe 360, unless you need high-speed sync. Marcus Elf, will you be at Photokina Cologne next year? Possible meet and greet. I'm trying to get the Photokina in 2016. Trying to make it. We'll see if it happens. Jason Wiggins, just nice things. Thanks, Jason. Taylor Withrow, in today's market, what type of photography would you specialize in if you have the talent and starting over again? I would do exactly what I'm doing. I love what I do, and I wouldn't, if I had to go broke to shoot the photography that I want, I would. But then I'd be smart and I'd find other things that I may not love to shoot, to supplement and pay for the things that I want to shoot. That's the key, guys. Vanilla or chocolate? Oh, depends. Probably chocolate. That's from Mark Somona. You guys have so many questions. I cannot believe it. Where's Jimmy Hoffa buried? Michael Brightbill? I think he's in San Diego by Sony headquarters. What lights do you use with the A6000? I think I've answered like questions. That was from Dale Woods. I'm just trying to hurry because I know I'm trying to keep these to a half hour. How did the adapter work? This is from George Monaco-Sorrell. And will it work great on the A7 II? I'm going to try some Canon glass out on the A7 II, but if you're trying Canon glass, it's not going to work well unless it's the A7 II or the A7R2. All the other Sonys aren't going to work well with the Canon glass in autofocus. So just know that, guys. Jay Anthony, when you buy Mrs. Lanier that new car? 2040. I just checked the timer. Camera's on 27 minutes and 45 seconds. A7R2, 4K video, and it has not overheated. What the freak are you guys talking about out there? Good grief. All right, I gotta go flash around questions here. Try to get to them as many as I can. Heather Mary, how do you stay confident when you're loving your images, when you aren't loving your images and feel overwhelmed? Get mad. Get mad and listen to a good pump-up song and go out and shoot something you haven't shot before. And keep pushing. Never give up. Never give up, guys. Josh Stevens, why do I do so many shoots in the state of West Virginia? I have a lot of friends there and I love it. I am from California though. Hannah Saba, do you miss Clapper, Kangaroo Jack, and Joey Jack? Every day, brother. Rainier Abreu, I've seen some videos you've shot auto white balance, and I've been using Kelvin since I started photography. The only time I did auto white balance was the A7R II because it really worked really well. So, but other than that, I shoot Kelvin. Todd Mazzomi, do you think that the A7R II with the Canon 50mm and Metabones is finally good enough for professional use? Yeah, I do. I do. That's why I'm using it. KJ Macklin, what are the photo contests to enter, which are free? Oh my gosh, I gotta do a video on that. Emily Waldrip, what are your thoughts on choosing how to price your images and what's included in your packages? Gotta do a video on that. These are bigger questions. Rob Holloway, he wants to know the difference between the Zeiss 55-1.8 and the Canon 50-1.2. I actually am gonna film a video on that, so it's your lucky day. I'll do a few more questions here. By the way, it's officially turned off at 29 minutes and 56 seconds, the first clip. This is the second clip that we're doing, and the camera moved a little bit because the water came up really high. So guys, that's all I have time for today. My family is waiting for me on the other side of the island, and I gotta get to them. So I hope you guys have appreciated, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I appreciate you guys, and I enjoy doing them. So until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams. Find the right gear that works for you. You know, and like I say, guys, the name on the front isn't nearly as important as the results on the back. I love being part of Sony. Sony works for me, but the important thing is to find what works for you. So never give up on those dreams, and remember, you only have one chance to get it right. Talk to you later. Bye. Come on over here. All right. So imagine that. The video lasted on the A7R II in 4K 30 minutes. So imagine that. Lots of interesting people out there saying interesting things. This is, but I have some people watching me film the video, and this gentleman actually knows who I am. That's pretty cool. It's a crazy world. So tell everyone who you are.
Brad Ashbrook from Florida. Come out here for vacation this week.
And he saw me and how idiotic I am, and I wanted to say hello.
I was admiring your post, and I remember watching the first one when you had your why you made the switch and all the hoopla it raised and all the commotion. Found it quite amusing. Well done, and I thought the reactions were pretty amazing because going from Nikon myself to Sony Mark II, I like it a lot. It's great to use. Love the live view, focus peaking. It's made shooting in manual mode fun again.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to shoot in manual mode with the big compact, the big DSLRs.
Yes, it is.
I tried the 800, and I still have a 7200 for birds, for flying birds, and that kind of stuff. But for everything else, it's so fun.
Well, you saw me because I've been accused of using Nikons when I'm out and about, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
But you saw I'm sitting here using my Sony.
Yep. So, brand new lens that we're all jealous of.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you have
Appreciate
a wonderful time.
Well, we will.
Are there any questions I can answer for you?
No. Just keep doing the stuff you're doing. Enjoy watching it. I'm not a big portrait guy, but I enjoy your shoots and the videos, the various tests you do. So it's just cool to watch. You're doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate it.
Enjoy your stay here.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Take care. Oh, she wanted a picture of us. Did you get one?
Oh, with she took one.
Oh, she took one. Okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Looking forward to the video.
Thank you, sir. So that was awesome, getting a visitor visiting me here, and I really appreciate that. Thanks to him for coming. I really appreciate it. Whenever you guys see me out and about, don't hesitate to say hello. It means a lot to me. And if it means something to you and I can stop for a minute and say hello back, I'm more than happy to do that. So I do appreciate it.